Welcome back to the network. This is episode 12, and well, now we're in link with the weeks of the NFL because we skipped last week. You know, internet sucks. Anyway, Caden, weekly wrap. What we got?
Well, we're skipping the weekly recap because when you miss 2 weeks, there's really no point. So instead, we're going to recap our original award predictions that we made in episode 1.
And starting off with that, we're going to start off with MVP for this season.
Do you want me to start?
Go ahead.
Okay, so in episode 1, my MVP pick was Aaron Donald. I was completely wrong about that, and I think the MVP of this year will be Jonathan Taylor. I know the running backs shouldn't win MVP, but if you take Jonathan Taylor off the Colts, they don't even have a chance of making the playoffs this year.
What I will say is that if you swap out any top-tier running back into the Colts, they still are making the playoffs. Mm-hmm. As opposed to if you are to do that with a quarterback, a lot of times they would not be making the playoffs.
That's all hypothetical, but I think, what's up?
You want to go MVP, and then rookie.
Yeah, but I do want to debate these picks. We can go ahead and let's get all our picks out, and then we can start debating.
And then, so defensive...
No, sorry. We're going to do MVP, like all of our picks.
Yeah, and then we're going to talk about the MVP stuff, and then we'll go to...
Yeah.
Okay, go.
So, I like in the first episode, I might have said Aaron Donald's MVP, but I don't think I actually picked an MVP, but I'm liking the way Aaron Rodgers is looking right now. Mm-hmm. He's really connecting with the team right now. He's been playing really well here recently, and if he can keep this up, I really like him at the top time. What about you say about my Packers, buddy?
Ew.
I picked Josh Allen in episode 1, which hasn't aged very well, but it hasn't aged as bad as Aaron Donald.
Hey, he can still make it, though.
No. If he goes on the best run ever and he throws 4 touchdowns in every game, it's a pretty wide open race. It could happen. But I'm going with a different Aaron, not Aaron Donald, but Aaron Rodgers, same as Trevor. I know we're both Packers fans, but if you just look at the stats, you look at how consistently these guys have played, I think it's pretty obvious that it's been him. You also can see what they look like without him with Jordan Love.
I was about to say, ever since Jordan Love played, those games he's been back, he's looked really good.
He's been on a tear.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with a broken toe.
He's got no.
Yeah,
it's COVID toe.
COVID toe.
Yeah. COVID toe now.
He is actually the father of Jalen Ramsey, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, that was hilarious. I gotta say that was kind of funny.
You see the picture of Jalen Ramsey in the background
when he runs into the end zone is great.
Yeah. Listen, he knows he's that guy. So that's my MVP.
Bad.
Who were they playing when he ran in and he walks up and he goes, I fucking own you.
Chicago.
Was it a Chicago?
It was Chicago, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which he does.
He does own Chicago.
I forget who it was.
I
think it might have been like Cole Kmet, or it was a Bears player who said that. I mean, he's not wrong.
At least he's truthful with himself.
So, what I want to say about Jonathan Taylor is that, like I was saying earlier, you brought up this hypothetical, so I get what I'm saying is hypothetical, but you said you take Jonathan Taylor off of the Colts, they're not making the playoffs. I say if you add Nick Chubb, you add Derrick Henry, given health, you add a lot of guys, then they are capable of that. If you put another quarterback on the Packers in place of Aaron Rodgers,
they're screwed.
Yeah. I mean,
you can do it like Jordan Love tried to do it.
Yeah. You could do it with Mahomes and Brady. And outside of those guys, I don't think you could put another quarterback on that team. And I think maybe Josh Allen could have him at a wild card or a guy like that. But considering how much he's done with the injuries that have been on this team, with Zadarius Smith missing time, with Jair Alexander missing time, David Bakhtiari, Elton Jenkins now out for the season, Robert Tonyan, Devontae Adams missing a game. We've had guys miss games all throughout this year.
He won us the game when we didn't have any of our starting wide receivers.
Exactly.
If you could do it without any running backs, you can do it without any receivers.
we kind of saw a glimpse of, Jonathan Taylor wasn't there. He was injured for a good majority of the time last year, and the Colts weren't. Yeah, he was.
Jonathan
injured.
Taylor?
Yeah, he was injured for a good.
Jonathan Taylor. Was he?
Yeah, he was, and I think
say he was. I wanted that. Yeah,
he was injured for.
Well, they also didn't have a quarterback that was playing very well, and
it's Phillip Rivers. I mean,
but we can also take into account the Colts weren't bad last year.
They weren't bad, but I mean,
they're kind of a toss-up team.
They're always that toss-up team. But
he played 12 games last year.
Yeah,
so he didn't miss significant time.
Yeah, I know. I didn't he missed a good portion of it, and they kind of went on a down spurt. But Jonathan Taylor, I think.
Oh wait, sorry, no. He played 15 games last year.
He played
one game.
Yeah, never mind. I was looking at 2021.
He missed one game last year?
That's what it's looking like.
I thought he missed. There was
No, he was on the COVID list for one game. Otherwise, he played every game. So
okay.
I mean,
thought
he
that-
didn't see
Dumb.
significant carries in a couple of these games because they had a
Oh.
split backfield with Naheem Hines
Yeah.
and Marlon Mack. Or no, Marlon Mack was injured last year.
Yeah,
But
he was.
Naheem Hines split some carries with him
I
last
wonder
year.
why. I
So
don't know.
your take is invalid.
No, I know. Yeah, it's invalid. But I still like Jonathan Taylor.
I like Jonathan Taylor too. I like him for Offensive Player of the Year,
Yeah.
which I'll spoil that. But I think as far as value goes, like running backs are just so replaceable, and we've seen that with how often they get hurt. Like the Titans were still winning games before they also were missing Julio Jones and AJ Brown without Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry is getting MVP considerations. And I think what we did was there wasn't a quarterback that was running away with this race, so we went to running back, and the guy was Derrick Henry, and now that he's out, we were just like, okay, let's just go to the next guy. And that's where I think the Jonathan Taylor pick is coming from. I still think it's quarterback. Quarterbacks add the most value to your team, and I think Aaron Rodgers has played the best out of all quarterbacks on winning teams.
Am I the only one who had Aaron Rodgers at the beginning and the end?
Probably.
Well, that's just because you're a Packers.
Yeah.
So moving on to
What are you talking about?
Defensive player.
I think offensive player of the year.
Offensive player. So it'd obviously be Taylor if he was my MVP. But
Yeah, but who's your prior?
prior was Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad pick
That's
considering
not.
that he was in the lead for the MVP race
Exactly.
before being hurt.
And then he got hurt. Yeah.
And then would you like to go for your offensive player?
Yeah, I can't remember who I picked for offensive
It's
player.
Kamara.
Was it? Yeah, it was Alvin Kamara. But the way Cooper Kupp's been playing here recently, he's just always explosive. You know he's at least gonna get one touchdown a game, and I think if you're consistently getting a touchdown a game,
I mean,
there's no other person who's gonna get offensive player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I'm not the biggest Cooper Kupp fan,
Mm-hmm.
but there might not be a player that is better in their role than Cooper Kupp is. I don't think his role is the most demanding. Like, if you were to compare his role to Devontae Adams or Tyreek Hill's, I think their roles are more demanding. But Cooper Kupp is perfect for his role. Sean McVay is a genius. He's excellent at putting these players in positions
You
to
can
play
always count on Cooper Kupp to get you out of something. This is the way it's kind of been looking like.
No, it couldn't get you out of the Packers loss. Couldn't get you out after.
Hey, but he
out of a
still
couple
put
losses now.
up good numbers.
And
though.
I
he
feel
still had
like-
a touchdown.
I feel like
Yeah, he's still
yeah.
good, and I think that it's really close. Like, he's probably my number 2, but my number 1 right now is Jonathan Taylor. This is a terrible take, but I had Darren Waller at an as well. And listen, I'll say this about Darren Waller. Easton mentioned this earlier. It's not my fault that Derek Carr is like leading the league in passing yards and not throwing to a 6'6" demigod of a tight end. He'd rather throw to Hunter Renfrow of all people or Brian Edwards. That's not my fault.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
not.
what it is. Darren Waller has been not very good this year. He's been all right. I think he's had a couple of drops and fumbles. He should have had a fumble against the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, but it rolled out of bounds.
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't roll out of bounds. They called it an incomplete catch.
They did.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Or an
Oh
incomplete
yeah, I remember
pass.
that. Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't had the season I expected him to, and I think half of that is on
Derek
a couple of
Carr.
drops. But I think Derek Carr should be targeting his best receiving weapon, and maybe he's just taking too much attention. I think he has a lot of value in that department, but taking a lot of attention away on offense is not going to win you an award. You have to have the numbers, you have to ball out, and he hasn't done that. So that's why I'm picking Jonathan Taylor for Offensive Player of the Year, because that's not about value.
Yeah.
It's about just being an outstanding offensive player, and that's what Jonathan Taylor's been.
Yeah. Okay, so and then my defensive player of the year is I think it's Matthew Judon. He is so explosive and he's so fun to watch in Patriots games. I know he's under. I love Matthew Judon. Come on.
Why do you like Matthew? Is he like a guy for you? Like, is that like someone you've known?
Well, no, I think
college?
he's just entertaining to watch, just because
Matthew Judon.
Yeah, he's third in sacks.
I know. He's had an insane year.
Yeah.
He'd probably be in my underrated defense team or all underrated NFL team. But as far as defensive player of the year and being fun to watch,
I think
that's not my guy.
I know it's a shot from outer space. Oh no, my pencil broke.
How can you justify putting him over a guy like Myles Garrett?
I know.
Or a guy like... that's what I don't get.
but-
Because your original pick was Myles Garrett,
Yeah, it was
and
my
he is
pick.
leading the league in
Yeah.
sacks, and he's way more entertaining to watch. But that was also your pick at the beginning of the year. So why would you stick to your guns and be right?
I don't want to. Okay,
Because you don't want to be boring.
I don't wanna be boring,
That's what
yes.
all your picks are.
Yeah.
That's why you had Aaron Donald and now Jonathan Taylor winning
Yeah.
MVP, and that's why
I
you
feel
have
like
Matthew Judon.
in the beginning, all my picks were so bland, and I just kind of want to spice them up just a little bit.
I'd rather be right.
I mean,
Ouch.
shoot. Who knows? I mean, shoot, who knows? Matthew Judon might win it, but
No,
Myles Garrett.
he's not even in consideration. He's just. I'm real. He is putting up excellent production, but a lot of it's just sacks. Like when you look at his numbers, he's not like putting up the most amount
But
of
that sacks.
his pass
sacks
rush is insane.
matters.
And no, it matters absolutely. But I also like to see other things. And I mean, if this was more about Matthew Judon's talent, then why wasn't he doing this with the Ravens? Like,
True.
and that's something I think is
Yeah.
important about winning an award is that I want to see you do it before. Like, you have to have a season doing it before, so I know this isn't a fluke. You have to garner that reputation for a year.
And it's all because he's being coached by one of the best coaches of the year
And the best defensive coach of all time.
Exactly. So that's why he's so successful, and I think that's my pick.
All
But
right.
yeah.
And then
Who do you
Trevor.
T.J. Watt probably.
TJ, I think I'm sticking with Aaron Donald. If not Aaron Donald, my number 2 would be Trayvon Diggs. If he can get back to where he was playing before he is now, I would put.
So
him
you're telling me that
Interceptions.
no, he's playing the exact same that he was earlier in the year, except now he's not getting picks because he was still getting burnt earlier in the year, and now the turnovers aren't coming his way, and that's the only difference. And that he's not getting targeted, and he's getting targeted, but he's not getting these like these easy interceptions. I wouldn't say easy, but he's not getting.
But you have to take in consideration.
He's not getting the turnover. He's not getting the production anymore.
I know he's not, but that's only 2 weeks. But that's only 2 weeks of game. So if you go back in the past, I mean, those interceptions that he has, 8 interceptions, and what?
Yeah, was it 7 or 8 or something like that?
Yeah,
I mean, I think at this point it's 8 picks. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
this is the way I look at it. Yeah, he was getting burned on some of them, but those picks helped his team out.
Absolutely, I did. But if you're not getting those interceptions anymore, then I can't pick you for defensive.
I know,
player.
yeah.
That's
I also don't get Aaron Donald though, because Aaron Donald last week against the Packers on a very injured Packers O-line, who's missing Bakhtiari, who's missing Elton Jenkins, he should have feasted. Didn't have a sack. I mean, the Packers are pretty good at erasing Aaron Donald, and Aaron Donald just hasn't had amazing numbers this year.
Yeah.
He's had 6
the rest of the
sacks.
season and get 20 sacks.
Imagine. All right.
I mean,
Caleb.
I wouldn't project that.
What you got, Cade? You've been just digging on ours. What are you?
Well, yeah, but that's what you're supposed to do to me.
Yeah.
I picked Myles Garrett.
Oh, I mean, I like that.
Fault me.
I like that pick. I mean, you can't go wrong with Myles Garrett. I mean,
Myles Garrett is a freak athlete.
He is.
He is getting double and triple teamed, much like my second place pick would be T.J. Watt. Much like they're really the only two that are competing in this race, in my opinion. And it's really close. T.J. Watt has missed a couple games, and your best ability is availability, and that's what Myles Garrett has been. He's had 14 sacks so far, which is just jumps off the screen, especially when you put it in comparison to Matthew Judon, who only has 11.5. I think. Sorry.
I just like Matthew Judon, what he's doing, how he's bounced back from being on the Ravens, and now that he's on the Patriots, he's kind of just boosted his confidence. He's more confident in himself to make these plays happen. So I like that pick.
I mean, I like Matt Judon, but I don't like him as the defensive player of the year, and I don't like Trayvon Diggs just because you're allowing so many yards. But I think if I were, I don't get why no one picked T.J. Watt, because I think if there is a second place for me, it'd be T.J. Watt, and it's very close.
T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett I can respect that. I mean, don't get me wrong, T.J. Watt. If you take he is literally the Steelers' defense. T.J. Watt is.
Yeah, but that defense hasn't been performing.
I know
well this
exactly.
Year,
so that's where
how much is that? I mean,
when I
say that, it's same with the Browns. The Browns have been very good defensively some weeks, and then terrible other weeks, against the Chargers. But I mean, they made it a winnable game for the Browns last week against the Ravens. Yeah. So I think overall, I mean, I'm not gonna say if your defense is just kind of mid, then that's one player's fault. One player can still be balling out on a subpar defense, and I'd still believe they could win Defensive Player of the Year if it's that good.
Yeah. Another thing is the Patriots' defense is one of the best defense out of the Browns and the Steelers. And
it's one of the best in the league.
Yeah, and if you're overperforming on that Excel defense and you're carrying the defense,
he's not carrying the defense.
I know, but if you're the one that stands out the most on that defense, there's a
lot of standouts like Duggar and J.C. Jackson, who they've played well. Christian Barmore. Christian Barmore's on the
Barmore.
page. Yeah, he's played extremely well. And then the resurgence of Dante Hightower, he's played well.
But
and
you
it's a
take-
concerted effort, and it's also you're being coached by Bill Belichick. And
True.
I think
And you take all those guys together, and I see Matthew Judon as a centerpiece.
but I'm saying if you put Myles Garrett on that defense and place Matt Judon, it's different.
Yeah, it's so much different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of want to spice that up. And then are we doing defensive?
No, we'll start with offensive rookie.
Offensive rookie of the year, I had Kyle Pitts, which is like an okay pick. It's kind of bland, but I think Jamar Chase has it on lockdown.
On lockdown?
Jamar Chase has offensive rookie of the year on lockdown.
Completely disagree.
You think?
Yep.
Oh, well then he's leading. He's 6th in the receptions and he's 2nd in touchdowns.
And you know who did a very similar thing last year?
Who?
Justin Jefferson. And he lost to Justin Herbert. You want to know why? Because Justin Herbert plays quarterback. You know who else plays quarterback, Trevor?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones
Oh
plays
man, it's like
quarterback.
we're on the same page. Or
Yeah.
something.
And I think they're like, is it 8-4 now?
Yeah.
Who?
Atop of their
Top of the
division.
Yeah.
So the Patriots are 8-4, led by
They've won like 6 in a row now.
Mac Jones. Yeah,
But that I just quarterbacks getting the awards every year. It sucks and it's boring. I like Jamar Chase just elevated. You saw what
but
the Bengals
I'll say
were.
this: so Jamar Chase did what he did those first 5 weeks and continued to do that, but he's kind of fallen off a little bit these past couple of weeks. He needed to continue that
Mac
production.
Jones started off kind of decent, and now has really excelled in the weeks that's kind of
Yeah,
mattered.
I mean
they're winning.
Shoot, we'll
Yeah.
have to see what happens in the later year. Later in the year.
Yeah,
but
it's not close, but I think I don't think you
It's
can say,
close.
But
It's
no one
close.
has. Why'd you say it's on lockdown then?
Oh, okay. I did say it was on lockdown. I think it's close. It's pretty close. But but I think Jamar Chase has the edge a little bit. And then you guys say Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, Mac Jones.
And then defensive rookie of the year, I said Surtain, which is
Patrick Surtain is a really good pick. If it wasn't for one player putting up a potential defensive player of the year performance, then Pat Surtain would win.
Yeah.
Like last year, Pat Surtain probably would have won
I think
defensive
so
rookie of the year.
You're saying Micah Parsons.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because over Trayvon Diggs in third place, I had Micah Parsons for defensive player of the year because he's been going off.
Yeah, he has.
Um,
Do you want to do coach of the year?
yeah, we can. But Trevor, you want to talk about Michael Parsons a little bit? I think I want to talk about him because was he your pick? Or did you not make one?
I don't think I picked the
Oh.
defensive.
Okay, all right. Well,
As of right now, it's my.
do you want to debate Pat Surtain and Micah Parsons?
No, I think Micah Parsons is defensive
Okay.
rookie of the year.
Well,
I think in episode 1 I said Surtain because I think we both agreed that he'd elevate the Broncos a little bit.
Well, I remember saying I think he would play very well, but to be a rookie of the year, you have to put up really good numbers.
Yeah,
And so he would have had to have picks, but interceptions are just so luck based.
I know.
And
That's
there's also a
that's
lot.
more of a quarterback mistake.
Yeah, so Pat Surtain. I mean, it can be both.
Yeah, so
Trayvon
there
Diggs
was a,
Ethan, what the
is
hell?
making.
Yeah, no, I'm
plays.
looking up for stepping in here. There was a Green Bay. Who was it?
Russell
That-
Douglas.
It might have been whoever picked off the Rams.
Russell
That
Douglas.
was 100% a defensive player.
The pick six.
Yeah, that was not a quarterback mistake.
Russell Douglas has been balling.
You could say it's
Yeah.
It's
It's-
both.
it's-
No, it's
it's-
both.
it's
because
50-50.
if he saw him, he probably wanted to throw it.
Yeah.
Kind of
But the best corners don't get picks because they don't get targeted. Is the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And plus, corner is the hardest position to play in football,
It
in my
is.
opinion.
Yeah.
So as a
Absolutely.
rookie, that's so intimidating to go in and have to cover these guys. So that's why I didn't think Pat Surtain would get it this year.
Especially-
But I did say I like that pick and he was my 2. But Micah Parsons is my 1. And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
right now, in real life, as we speak right now, Micah Parsons is the 1 and Pat Surtain is the 2. Pat Surtain just came off a 2 interception and a pick 6 game. So he's been playing extremely well.
Yeah.
But Micah Parsons, he's an extreme athlete. He can come off the edge and he can play an interior linebacker spot. And he plays both at a high level. And I think that versatility is the future of defense.
I hope his talent doesn't deteriorate over the years because he has something special.
He absolutely does, and I think that that versatility is unmatched. I think that that's the future of the NFL is getting these athletes like Micah Parsons that you can put at the edge, that you can put in the interior of your linebacker core.
Exactly.
Guys that can move around like that are just different. They try to do a similar thing with Jalen Ramsey this year, take him off the boundary and play him in the star position, and that hasn't worked extremely well. But
Really
just
hasn't.
things like that can just kind of change your defense and make it harder to game plan against. I think adds so much value, and that's what Michael Parsons has done for the Cowboys defense. He has breathed new life for them, and they've been a new team. And I think Michael Parsons has a big a big part of that.
Yeah.
Deserves a lot of credit.
And then coach of the year,
Well, comeback player of the year.
comeback player, Dak Prescott.
Yeah, Dak.
Dak Prescott.
He's kind of been down. So maybe Joe Burrow sneaking up on him a little bit, but I think that Dak just has a storyline. Dak's a
I would
cowboy.
put Carson Wentz over Burrow.
Carson Wentz just came back really well. I think that's underrated. I think an underrated pick. I don't think he'll get any votes
No, he won't.
because he plays for the Colts and he's Carson Wentz.
Yeah, but
But Carson Wentz is
it's
came back.
respectable.
I mean,
Yeah.
he almost beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, at some
And-
point I thought they were gonna
You know
win.
what I don't get? While we're talking about the Colts and the Bucks, Michael Pittman, you are like 6'4", and you got
Oh my
launched by
God.
5'9" Antoine Winfield.
I know.
And
What
listen,
the-
I know the ball is a little underthrown,
Don't even
but
get me started
you're
about that
asking
game.
for your 6'4" jump ball wide receiver, catch point wide receiver, Demas a 5'9" guy. Then fine, you can underthrow the ball a little bit. That's not on Carson Wentz.
That was on Michael Pittman.
That's on
100%.
Michael Pittman, and that's on Antoine Winfield Jr. making an insane play.
Mhm.
But Michael Pittman, what are you doing?
Exactly.
He's been going off this year.
I know, and he
you're
just lets that
6'4".
happen.
They could have won that game.
Don't even get me started with that game. That game pissed me off.
Yeah, and Leonard Fournette went off. I mean, I've been saying it this whole time. He's the top guy in the league.
Fucking
It was
hell.
perfect. It was set up perfectly.
It was like
Leonard
Leonard
Fournette's not a
Fournette.
top
Listen,
10
I'll say
running
this:
back.
Leonard Fournette is a top 15 running back, but he's not top 10.
Was he?
we don't have to have that. We don't have
Probably,
to.
yeah.
You can go watch the other episode to watch that debate. Yeah.
Well, I moved him up. Last time I said he's not top 15. He can be top 15.
He could be not.
Okay.
Top 11. He's 11.
So now what?
Back then, we didn't do a coach of the year,
Yeah.
but I think we can kind of gauge that a little bit better now,
Mhm.
and it's not as boring as I thought originally. I think back then I was like, who cares about coach of the
Yeah.
year? But I kind of care a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I think it's Bill Belichick, Billy Boy. I think just taking a rookie quarterback who everyone thought would be not the best, or just most people thought he'd just be this white guy that just be a plain old rookie quarterback.
I
You
think
thought-
I
you
think
think
that
that people
everyone
thought-
thought he was the most pro ready. I think that's
Yeah.
and he has been
Because he came from Nick Saban to Bill Belichick. Like the two
playing-
best coaches.
playing at the highest stage as well.
Yeah.
For the best program in their respective. Well, you can't. The Patriots aren't a program, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In their respective
But just the
leagues.
the ability to take a rookie quarterback
No, I
to
agree.
the playoffs potentially
Yeah.
is just. Yeah, I think it's amazing.
And to get all these guys in the offseason that
Exactly.
there are kind of questionable moves, and then put them onto your offense and defense, and to have them be top units in the NFL, like you mentioned, Matt
Like,
Judon was a
Judon,
great
yeah.
pickup. I'm blanking on another guy that they picked up that's been playing well. I don't know.
Offense or defense?
It's a defensive player. It's a linebacker, but I can't remember. So we can just move on from it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's made a lot of great moves to get this defense back to a top 5, if not top 1 defense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree that Bill Belichick has been really great. Trevor, would you like to move on?
I would put Bill Belichick at 1, but real close coming in at number 1 would be Matt LaFleur. Only reason I say that is because
Man, that's interesting.
after every loss this year has been a win. He's 8
In his career.
and he's 9-0 now in his career
After a loss.
after a loss.
They've never
That's
lost back to
unheard
back
of.
games.
Oh,
with
okay.
Matt LaFleur.
I was kind of confused what you guys were saying there, but
I will-
that is pretty impressive.
That is a really tight race to me.
Mhm.
If LaFleur could have pulled that game out against the Chiefs, then he would be the
for
absolute
sure,
favorite for me.
Yeah.
I see both of these because
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur has had to deal with these injuries. Bakhtiari, Elton Jenkins, Tunyon, Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers being out for a game, Aaron Jones. Defensively, we got guys out all the time.
Yeah.
I can't even name all of them.
Yeah.
But
Can't count on my fingers.
I mean, we had Kevin King, Russell Douglas, and
Kevin
Eric
King.
Stokes out there playing corner, and they've been doing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny thing.
Hopefully they can come through this year and make it to the promised land, the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, baby.
Because the past 10 years, we've just seen
NFC Championships.
let down after let down. I've wanted the Packers.
Remember when the Chiefs got slaughtered?
Shut up, bro. I was just about to say
almost
something
beat them.
so nice to the Packers. Now I'm not even going to say it.
No, you
Oh,
were.
no,
You
come on,
were.
Zane,
Go ahead. You brought an NFC
Yeah.
No,
championship.
no,
That was
no,
a low
no,
blow.
Yeah.
I've been so hopeful of the Packers, especially last year when the Bucks when they were playing the Bucks in the Super Bowl and Tom Brady. You don't know how bad I wanted to see Tom Brady lose in an NFC Championship game against the Packers.
Yeah, because you're scared of him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't want to play Tom Brady. I was too scared,
for
bro.
good reason.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Aaron Rodgers, bro. Don't get me. All right.
Okay. And then I don't know who I'll pick. I'm gonna lean towards Bill Belichick because I think if Aaron Rodgers wins MVP, then Belichick probably should get Coach of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, Super Bowl pick.
Yeah. Super Bowl pick, Chiefs Cardinals.
Packers.
Chiefs Cardinals.
Chiefs Cardinals.
He just has the.
He's the guy behind the curtain.
I'll agree with Trevor earlier. I think the Packers and the Ravens would be a really good game.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of interesting.
I got that. That's what mine is.
That would be a
So,
fun
what was your
Super
pick?
Bowl.
So the Chiefs and the Cardinals.
Okay, what is your justification? Just real quick.
Because I mean,
I mean, we know why he's picking
the Chiefs. I mean,
Why
I
the
can't.
hell are you choosing the
All
Cardinals?
right.
Why the Cardinals?
If you're not gonna pick the Chiefs based off
Being
just a fan, who would you pick over the Chiefs?
over the Chiefs,
Ravens.
probably the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is.
That'd be
His-
a cool game. Actually, the Cardinals and Ravens, two like heavy run.
But the
motorbike
thing-
quarterbacks.
That would
yeah.
be fun to
The
watch.
thing about the Ravens is the thing I can't get over is they do not perform well in the playoffs. We've said.
That was the narrative before last year.
Yeah.
But they actually won the game last year,
And then they lost to the Wait, no, that was
No,
But
that
they
was
beat the Titans.
Beat the
That was,
Titans,
yeah, that was a year ago. And then what happened last year?
they lose to. They didn't lose to the Browns.
They lost to the Bills.
The Bills. Well, the Bills were really good
Yeah,
last
Bills
year,
were
so
really
like
good
I
last
think
year.
that's respectable.
Yeah, but
Wow.
I think this year's different. I think Lamar Jackson has a lot more. He has a grasp this year.
I think he's always had a grasp. I think at least last year he had a grasp, but he didn't have the weapons. I think now he has the weapons.
Oh yeah,
A guy that we don't mention a lot,
Hollywood Brown.
Marquise Brown, gets absolutely zero credit for his numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Because last year, he did not put up good numbers, and everyone was like, well, Lamar has no one to throw to. And now that Lamar has someone to throw to in Marquise Brown, he gets no credit.
Exactly.
It's all Lamar. And I like Lamar. I think he does deserve a lot of the credit. But let's give Marquise Brown some
True.
flowers.
And Sammy Watkins too. And
Sammy
plus,
Watkins,
and
Rashad
you get-
Bateman's played well, and Mark Andrews might be a top 3 tight end.
yeah, I think he's the
That's right.
second.
He's the most underrated tight end.
He's
out
the
there.
second best run. I think he's the second best tight end in the league right now. I think it's Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, and then I don't know who
Kittle
else.
or Waller.
Not Kittle.
No, not
Kittle's
Waller.
been awful this year.
Probably Waller.
Okay, you're talking about fantasy though. Like Kittle's still a good player.
Yeah, he is, but
I mean,
He's just injury prone,
Yeah.
and that might have
Yeah,
ruined him.
yeah.
but yeah, Nathan, come back. We need
No,
you.
no, you didn't pick your
Oh
Super
yeah,
Bowl.
no, he said the Ravens and the.
Well, I'm here too.
Oh my god. I want to get to college, bro. I want to get to college.
My Super Bowl pick is Packers versus Chiefs. I am a Packers fan,
Oh my god.
but that is
so
not why I'm
awesome.
picking them because if y'all remember correctly, when we were ranking these one-loss teams, the Packers were always near the bottom for me, and I will stand by this. I was not high on the Packers until they lost to the Vikings because I saw that offense actually perform, and I saw Aaron Rodgers play at a high level.
We always have struggles playing the Vikings for some odd
Yeah.
reason. Like we
But
lost them
what I
last year.
saw is that Aaron Rodgers played insane, and he needs to play at that level for us to win a Super Bowl. And he wasn't doing that before then.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done that these past 2 weeks where he's played on an ungodly level, like when we ran the table years ago, like in 2016. He has to play at that level, I think, for us to win a Super Bowl. And I've seen that. That was my first glimpse of it, and that's the most confident I felt about the Packers the entire year was in that loss to the Vikings. So I'll have the
Who
Packers.
knew a loss would give you so much confidence?
I mean, it's not like, we lost to, who'd y'all lose to?
Lions,
Who we lose to? We lost to the
Chargers,
the Ravens. Who else did we lose
Bills.
to? Bills. That's pretty respectable losses.
You got 4 in the year.
Yeah, we have 4. Who else did we lose to?
I-
Man, it don't matter. But I
Y'all
like.
barely beat the Giants. I'll say this: I
You
felt
don't
better
know-
about the Packers in a loss than I felt about the Chiefs in a win against the Giants.
You don't know
Yeah.
how bad I want to. The reason why I picked the Cardinals is because they're winning without Kyler Murray and D-Hop. But you don't know how
They just
bad.
got blown
how
out by
I,
the Panthers.
And the Panthers are not very
Yeah,
good.
the
I know,
Panthers
but-
kind of suck.
but it was.
I'm
Cam Newton.
back.
I like the Chiefs just because they're actually back on track.
Yeah.
They have the most talent.
And that settled the
offense.
debate. Honestly, if who's better, Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes? That would settle the debate right then.
No,
right
it
then
wouldn't.
there. I think it would, because everybody's still trying to figure out who's better.
Yeah, I know. But
I don't know who's
It's
better.
so team based. Like, give me like the healthy teams, the Packers healthy are a way better team than the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
But so if Patrick Mahomes were to win that game, I'd say he's the better player. But if the Packers won, I still wouldn't know, honestly.
Okay.
I'll talk about this with the Chiefs, is that your pass blocking O-line outside of Orlando Brown has been so good.
Creed Humphrey is winning All-Pro. He's winning.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? If we didn't care about numbers so much, he should be the Offensive Rookie of the Year because he's been insane. And then Trey Smith, your guard, he's played extremely well. You also have the obvious picks like Kelsey and Hill. Your defense has played better. Chris Jones, when he got back into the interior, he's actually been a monster again.
Exactly.
Stop putting him on the edge.
He doesn't deserve that. And, okay, I said at the beginning, like episode 1, that the defense would kind of like, it would be a learning type of year. And it's looking out to be that.
Yeah, you have to learn to not play Daniel Sorensen.
It's exactly. Learn to not. Exactly. He needs to stay on the bench.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I feel pretty good about everything.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk anything else about NFL this week, or we want to go straight to our rapid fires?
Let's go straight to rapid fires.
All right. Let's get it.
My favorite part. The whole
This is.
This part's exciting. You got another disease.
Yeah.
So, starting off with tonight's game, we have the Cowboys versus the Saints at the Saints.
Cowboys.
Wait,
no. You're a big Taysom Hill truther. Okay, no, I got the Cowboys.
You know, I'm going to take the Cowboys, but I can honestly see the Saints squeaking that out.
Just because the Cowboys could fall apart. And
Yeah,
Taysom Hill's going to rush for 3 touchdowns.
No, my
Well, I'm actually
Because Alvin
Wait a
Kamara
second.
will get them to the 1 and then give it to him.
Actually, I'm actually going to take the Saints.
That's if Alvin
You're-
Kamara's
you're-
back this week.
He's gonna take the
Yeah, I'm
Saints.
taking the Saints, yeah.
Taking the Saints.
And Ingram is back as
Yeah.
well.
Both of them on my
Then
fantasy
starting
team.
on Sunday, we have the Colts at the Texans.
Colts.
Oh, I hate that the Texans are such a laughing
I can't
stock.
believe
Hey,
they
they
beat
beat
the
the
Titans.
Titans.
I can't believe that.
I can believe it because the Titans.
Yeah.
Taking the Colts. Then we have the Vikings versus the Lions.
I'll pick the Vikings.
I'm taking the Vikings.
Vikings, yeah.
Next, we have the Giants at the Dolphins.
Dolphins. I'm going Dolphins.
You know what? Yeah, I
I'm
like
taking the
Dolphins.
Dolphins because they're home.
I'll take the Dolphins.
Next, we have the Bucks versus the Falcons at the Falcons.
Buccaneers.
Buckies.
I'll pick the Bucks.
I wouldn't be mad for this if you picked Atlanta.
Well, the
I'd be
Falcons
happy.
almost beat them earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
And they were at the Bucks.
I thought I'm not
I'm
gonna
taking-
swear that was at Falcons. That feels weird to me that it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons.
Okay, thank you, Nathan. I'm not mad about that. Upset.
You just weren't ballsy enough to do it yourself.
If it wasn't for like 2 Jamel Dean pick sixes, then they would have lost that game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Eagles at the Jets.
Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking the Eagles. Then we have the Cardinals at the Bears.
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Next, we have the Chargers. We have the Chargers at the Bengals.
The inconsistency game.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so,
I'll pick the Bengals.
I'll
They
take-
dominated the
I'm
Steelers.
taking the Bengals.
I'm taking the Bengals too.
I'm going Chargers.
Then we have the Jags at the Rams.
I'll pick-
Rams.
I'll pick the Rams, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Oh
be
my
surprised.
God.
That's kind of thinking. I'm
They're
taking
kind
the
of
Rams,
falling
though.
apart.
And then we have the football team playing at Vegas.
I'm taking the football team.
I feel like the Raiders have kind of
Falling.
their luck is about as far as it'll go.
You know,
I think
I
I'll
played-
take the football team.
I play Vegas' quarterback this weekend in fantasy, so I'm taking the football team.
Yeah, take the football
Who
team.
is starting Derek Carr?
Me, because I have Kyler Murray hurt, so
Next, we have the Ravens at the Steelers.
I'll take the
Ravens.
Raisins.
Ravens.
You're going to take them over this team that's 5-5-1?
5-5.
Yeah, tied with the Lions.
That sounds like an area code.
Yeah. I'm taking the Ravens. Next, we have 49ers at the Seahawks.
49ers.
Niners. The Seahawks
Yeah.
are.
I'm
They're
taking
kind
49ers.
It's so weird seeing the Seahawks so bad.
No, it's not.
No, I love it.
because
I hate
Pete
they have been
Carroll's-
a bad roster for a long time, and it's just been Russell Wilson
Pete
carrying.
Carroll's-
I'm fine with
like-
it because the Seahawks are my least favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
Even
They're
though I
up there
have
for
some
me.
of my favorite looking jerseys.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a big fan of their colors.
Really? I
The
love
green,
that together. Then we have the Broncos versus the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I am taking the Broncos.
I'm going Chiefs. They've been looking good here recently.
Yeah, I mean, did y'all already beat the Broncos?
No,
No,
they're
this
going
is
to
our-
play them
yeah,
again
This is our
later.
game.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then we play them like.
Yeah,
weeks
I'll pick
later.
the Chiefs for the home game. You know, I'll say this about the Chiefs. Y'all got really lucky that you had to play Aaron Rodgers because that could have ended your year. I feel like you got a little bit of like back on your feet because of that game.
And then lastly, we have the Patriots at the Bills for Monday night.
Patriots.
Big game.
I think
Taking the
Patriots.
I think they play each other twice in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, they
So,
do. So
I'm going
California
Bills.
crushed Stanford in the big game by a score of 41-11.
well, now you
Good to
know.
what was
That's our recap.
what was that? I'm keeping that in there. What the hell was that?
I'll pick the Bills.
I'm going Bills.
I'm going Patriots.
Patriots, Nathan.
I'll pick
We're
the
on
Patriots.
the same
I'll pick
page
Patriots
for
in the
once.
next game, but I'll pick
I'm
the
going
Bills.
Bills
This
the first game.
So that's our rapid fire. So apparently,
We're talking about college this
football
week.
Finally.
is spicy for once. Caden's excited.
I know. I actually watch college football. I mean, it's rivalry week, so
It
Yeah,
was rivalry week.
yeah. Thank you, Arkansas, for
I'm not sure whose notes these are, but someone says Michigan's life.
Michigan does have life.
Yeah.
Um,
Ranked 2 now.
They actually, So all they have to do is beat Iowa,
Yeah.
which is very
doable.
Yeah, very very doable.
and they will lock up the 2 spot.
I hope. Oh my God, Jim Harbaugh is known for like not
Choking
winning,
in his-
choking.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no,
I hope
that's
he doesn't.
definitely possible. But I do want to give them their
That
props.
team is
They-
very talented right now.
oh my God, 2 top 10 edge rushing picks.
Yeah.
Like I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce the other guy's name, so I don't even remember it. But Aiden Hutchinson should be the first overall pick in the draft. He is insane.
Oh, what is he? Is he
The edge rusher for Michigan.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God.
He is going to be the first pick.
I mean, he just
people are saying Kayvon Thibodeau for a while now, but that game he had against Ohio State, he was insane.
Who's our running back?
The Haskins.
Hig-
Haskins.
Oh,
He
yeah.
is.
It's Haskins. Yeah.
He has like I think he has over
Did he
1,000
have 5
yards
touchdowns
rushing.
that game? In Ohio
Yeah,
State?
well, a lot of
Yeah.
that has to do with how terrible Ohio State's linebackers and just D-line as a whole is.
That definitely got exposed.
Yeah, in a moment, Iowa has a really good defense for how
Yeah.
bad they've been playing this year. Like a really good defense. So,
Now, what really matters is, what does this mean for Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
Well, here's my thing. If Alabama loses to Georgia, I don't care how they lose it. They should not be in the playoffs. They had a close game against Arkansas. They had a close game against Auburn, who had a quarterback that couldn't walk. And then who else did they have a close game against recently? LSU.
yeah.
And then they lost today at A&M.
So
now if you're telling me they lose to Georgia,
Georgia.
and nothing happens to them, because like what are they right now? 3?
they're ranked 3 right now.
Yeah.
So before they were ranked 2, and they didn't go down after a
Oh my
loss.
God.
So now you're telling me if they're at 3 and they lose to Georgia, they'd go down 1?
I bet.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, no.
I can see that.
I mean, I
That's
bet.
I know.
stupid.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's just the way they do stuff.
That is the way they do it for Alabama, and it should not be that way because
Yeah.
Alabama does not deserve it this year.
No,
I'm
they
sorry.
Maybe
if
next
it
year.
wasn't
What
for
do you put in though?
Oklahoma State. They're going to be number 4. Cincinnati will be 3. Michigan will be. Georgia will be 1. I think Oklahoma will sneak in there. Alabama and Oklahoma State will not switch.
But who
But
does
like,
Oklahoma play in their?
Oklahoma. Oklahoma State plays Oklahoma, and Oklahoma's ranked 10. I just said.
But Oklahoma just lost their coach, and everyone was out of there. So that's probably a gimme for
Yeah.
Oklahoma State. Notre Dame, but they also just lost their head coach, so that's kind of dysfunctional. I don't think they'll make it. Ohio State obviously just lost, so they're not going to make it. And
Exactly. So who do you put in?
Oklahoma State. Yes.
Oklahoma
at
State,
4.
I guess. I
and
mean,
then Cincinnati
listen,
at 3.
I'm just saying, Alabama absolutely doesn't deserve it. And if you're going to put them in, you got to put them at 4, and they got to play Georgia again. And do you really want to do that?
Exactly. So what's the point?
Yeah. So, because, I mean, you can't have them lose to Georgia and have 2 losses and rank them above Cincinnati. I think that's really stupid.
Next episode is going to be real interesting with college.
Who does Cincinnati play?
Cincinnati plays
Let me see.
Houston. And
That's a good game. That's a good game.
Cincinnati could very well lose
So
that.
what happens if Cincinnati loses that game?
They're out of the playoffs.
Well, okay, wait. What if Alabama loses against Georgia and Cincinnati loses?
I have no clue.
Alabama
That would
will
be
go down
very
to
interesting.
Alabama will go down to. I think Alabama will stay where they are, and then Oklahoma will take Cincinnati's spot.
See, I can see Oklahoma State going to 3 and Alabama's going 4,
Okay, yeah,
and then it'd be a Georgia-Alabama game again.
yeah.
Yeah, which doesn't make it like no one wants to
wants
see
to
that
see
back
that,
to
yeah.
back. So it doesn't make any like there's not a win-win because outside of Oklahoma State, there's only one other one-loss team that's not Michigan, and that's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So like a lot of these teams have 2 losses. So Alabama might just make it
if you ask me,
regardless.
the perfect picture would be if Alabama loses, Oklahoma State wins, and Cincinnati wins.
Yeah, and then
That would be perfect.
Georgia won, Michigan 2, Cincinnati 3, and then
State.
Oklahoma State 4. Oklahoma State gets blown out by Georgia.
Yeah.
And then Cincinnati is a close game against Michigan.
No.
And then people can
No.
finally say,
No.
they can finally shut
Nope.
the fuck up about it.
Nope.
I'm tired of it.
Nope, Michigan is going to blow the balls off of
Nope.
Cincinnati.
Jim Harbaugh.
It's going to be 31-24.
No.
It's going to be a close game.
Dude, if
Michigan's going to
if
blow
that's
the
to
balls
a,
off.
if
of
that's to a
Cincinnati.
T, I swear you
It's
should go
not.
to
That
Vegas.
was just a random number I threw out.
But you know what would be?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if like Cincinnati and Alabama lost, and then so Oklahoma State and then Notre Dame would take their spot.
But like you're going to throw Notre Dame in there as a head coach?
Just Cincinnati, please don't lose, so it doesn't. So it makes our jobs a lot easier. Our jobs. Our,
I would
so
hate
funny.
to be a coach
Only this was a
dude right now.
Just wait till next year when they do a top 10.
You know what? I think we should go ahead and talk about these absentee coaching
Oh yeah.
spots while
Yeah.
we're at it. So Lincoln Riley has left Oklahoma.
Good.
USC.
Got out of that mess.
And
in
now-
Oklahoma.
Caleb Williams is transferring out.
Yep.
Good.
As far
Spencer
as so are a
Rattler's
lot of their
so-
other guys. Yeah, Spencer Rattler.
And they're now going into the SEC.
Yeah, and they've also
They're
had
gonna-
a lot of 5- and 4-star recruits decommit.
Yeah. So they're done.
That's going to be a nightmare for them.
Yeah.
This is like poverty franchise level stuff.
Everybody was like,
Yeah.
I bet Oklahoma was like, yeah, we're going to the SEC. And then now
First
they're
off,
like,
no one should have been like that.
Yeah.
Because you want to go play Georgia and Alabama and compete for those recruits? No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Exactly.
You're fooling yourself.
that's how it was like when Mizzou entered the SEC. I was like kind of excited, but then I was like, dang, they got to play the big boys.
Yeah.
They got to play the big
I'll say
boys.
this: USC, give them 1 year.
They're going to be a good team.
They're going to
again.
be a top 25
They're going
ranked
to be a
team.
good team
Mhm.
again.
It's
Those
gonna be-
Cali recruits, they're going to keep them in house.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley, as much as he's a terrible person for doing this, I think, and like manipulating the media and his team and just saying, no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not taking the LSU job.
Yeah.
I'm taking the USC job. That's what he did, and he kind of gaslighted everybody into thinking he's staying there. So he's a bad person for that, but he's a good coach and he's a good offensive mind.
Here, real quick, y'all remember the old Vine video of the horse stepping on the bird?
I think they're pretty good. Yeah, it has no tail feathers. Yeah, we don't have tail. Oh my goodness, it does.
Yeah, it makes a weird
Well, it
noise.
makes a little squeak noise and goes
Yeah.
when it steps on it.
Sure. I
You
don't
don't remember that?
I don't know off the top of my head. You had to show it to me.
Okay, well, I just saw this while doing my commentator job.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, he's not going to bite it.
He does more than bite it.
Oh!
My God! Oh my God! Oh man.
That bird's dead.
I might put that video up there for a second in the podcast.
That's Tweety Bird. Like,
That's gonna be Georgia
But
with
yeah,
Alabama in the
exactly.
playoffs.
Exactly.
They're gonna destroy Alabama, or
But
no,
then-
in the championship this next week.
So then, Brian Kelly leaves
LSU.
Notre Dame
Up and dry.
just
Notre-
say
like-
peace. What Notre Dame has a chance to get to the college football.
no,
playoffs.
absolutely. If Alabama loses and then Oklahoma State loses, who's the 4?
Notre Dame for
Yeah,
now. Yeah,
yeah.
Notre Dame will.
So like, I don't get it. Like, I mean, I guess I get it because he wants to go to LSU. That's a better gig.
Mhm.
But it's just messed up because he built this program. Like, he
Oh
really
yeah, he did, and then he's just like, bye.
He's had a lot of success
And,
there.
and you leave him by text. That's so childish.
Well, it came out to
That's
the media first, and then he decided to text him, and he said, "By the way, I'm going to meet you at 7 a.m. and tell you about
That's
it."
childish. Brian Kelly, yeah. No.
Man, but I mean, it's a good gig. LSU.
Oh, yeah, it's
LSU
definitely-
attracts great talent, but man,
Coach
just to like
Elway.
build a Notre Dame like that. Now he's also going to be making a lot more money in the SEC.
Yeah.
But-
yeah.
It's just kind of sad because Notre Dame has been built up, and they're kind of a fraudulent team as far as making the playoffs
Yeah.
and getting blown out every year. But what team wouldn't have done that?
Exactly.
So it's kind of sad because that's kind of a college football giant that we're going to see dissipate probably.
Mm-hmm.
But they had their run,
Yeah.
and they've been pretty good. But I don't like it for
Where's
Brian
that?
Kelly. I think that's like I do like the move for him. It's
Yeah.
better for his career, but it's like just more like
Where's
you're
their-
kind of a scumbag.
Where's
for
their
that.
Do you
old
think-
coach
do you think-
going?
Dude, oh no.
Where's their old coach going? What's
Coach
his name?
O?
Yeah.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Oh god.
Not so far.
Yeah, not with
I forget. I think was it Lincoln Riley or was it Notre Dame or maybe both, but I don't know who it was. It was either Lincoln Riley or Kelly that is taking the entire coaching staff pretty much too. Like, how could you do that to your team? Like,
I think it's Oklahoma.
It's
Because-
Oklahoma?
Because I want to say, I just got something on ESPN saying that the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame is the front runner for the head coaching job.
Okay. All right.
Now, he might not want to go
Wait a
with LSU, so he could just stay and be the head coach for Notre Dame, and he'd take everyone else. But
Yeah. So, what we haven't talked about that I think we need to. What is the
Suns, boy.
No, what is the spot? What is the scenario where Arkansas Razorbacks are making the playoffs? They win their bowl game by 1,000,
Oh my god.
and then everyone else loses by 1,000.
Exactly.
that's not going to happen.
That's not gonna happen.
It could.
Who's Razorbacks
Jack
projected to play,
Down.
like West Virginia?
I don't even.
Is
know.
it
think
still
it's West
projected
Virginia.
as a Liberty Bowl for
I
them?
think so.
Yeah.
It's always that, isn't it? I feel like they've
Well,
always
we hadn't been making bowl games in the past.
Like
We used
3
to
years.
play in the what was
Cotton
it?
Bowl.
The Cotton Bowl. A lot. But
Against
there was another
K-State.
one. There's another one we used to play pretty often. I forgot what it was.
They were usually in the Cotton.
It wasn't the Texas Bowl, was it?
No.
No, I want to say like 2015, 2016. That it was that one because they played the Longhorns at it.
We did play the Longhorns in one of our bowls.
Yeah,
Mm.
that might have been
We
a
have a
Cotton
big
Bowl.
rivalry with the Longhorns.
I thought we had another bowl that we went to pretty often. That wasn't the Cotton Bowl.
What was the K-State Bowl?
Cotton Bowl.
Was it the Cotton Bowl?
Yeah, it was a Cotton Bowl because I remember making fun of my friend for them losing. It was like in 5th grade.
I'll say one of my favorite bowl games I've been to, not because of the game itself, but because of where we were, was the Arizona Bowl. Staying at Arizona in the mountains for
Oh yeah, I
a
bet that was
week.
fun.
Oh my god, that was so much fun.
All right,
And
can
it
we talk
happened
about
to
the
be
Phoenix
cold and
Suns?
snowing while we were
Yeah, we can.
Can we talk about the Phoenix Suns? They beat the Golden State Warriors, who were the best team in the.
You know, you
freaking
could have
league.
had our guy say,
We're
moving on to the NBA.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck about what my job is?
Yeah, this man has been absolutely eliminated from this
Hey,
episode.
that's fine. I've just been chilling back here.
But oh
How
my
much
lord,
did they win by?
I think they won by I want to say 7.
Regardless, they beat the Warriors.
They're
and are on a
regardless,
17-game winning streak.
Yeah, let me check.
And-
The Warriors weren't on a 17-win game.
No,
actually.
the Suns are
Yeah, it was 7.
Now they are.
17, which is insane.
Yeah, 17. They didn't lose in November.
Yeah.
No lose
No
November.
loss November. Yeah,
no loss
Devin
November.
Booker.
But
Which
this was
oh
the-
my gosh. So okay, Booker who we needed him to perform well. He
Yeah, he runs
performed.
real well for the Giants.
I thought you.
Booker. Who the hell is it? Booker and then
Devin Booker?
Oh my gosh, he's talking about the. Oh my lord. Okay, but Aiton decided
Well, we
to
never
wake
moved
up.
to the NBA.
We're moving to the NBA right now. I'm talking about the Phoenix Suns right now.
We're moving on to the NBA.
Let's do top 5 Bookers in sports.
Oh my god. But Aiton played phenomenal, 24 points, and then Chris Paul did what he did, and just I don't like it. Mikal Bridges.
Watching the game,
LeBron didn't even show up.
the only thing I always say about the Suns was the only reason they won is because of the side Spanish they had.
Oh yeah, because
And that's why they need the Warriors have to trade for Miles Turner.
and that's why the Suns will win the championship this year. That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna get beat by the Nuggets.
No, I'm not, bro.
Nikola Jokic.
This is our
Wait,
year.
Wait until
Our
Clay
year.
gets back. Now, granted, I don't think Clay is going to be.
He won't
Clay.
even come back this year. He's
He's coming back this year.
I hope he
No,
doesn't.
what needs
I'm
to
s-
happen is I'm really passionate about this. If they trade for Miles Turner, they will win the championship. The Warriors.
Who would they trade for him though?
They have James Wiseman and then Kuminga and then like some future first. If that depends if the Pacers are willing to move on from him anymore. But in the past, that was a guy that could be traded
And-
for.
Also, someone Otto Porter Jr. would be a good person to trade for as well.
Yeah, you don't want to trade. Wait, that's not what they need.
I mean, it would. I feel like that
They
give
need
him
to
some value. I mean, in that trade.
I don't know. I'm a big Miles Turner fan just because he is an excellent defensive player. Like he's an all defensive player, and he's also shooting 40% from 3.
Which is
So it helps your spacing on a team that already has amazing spacing and amazing defense, and so it's just like a match made in heaven. I don't think it's happening because I don't think the Pacers are willing to trade him anymore. Back when Sabonis was kind of taking away his minutes, they
Yeah.
were, and didn't look like he's developing quite as well. They were willing to trade him, so maybe that was a move they should have made earlier. It's not in the cards anymore.
But
I don't
right
think
as of right now,
it's at
the-
least worth a try.
You
Yeah.
should definitely think, hey, here's Kuminga, here's Wiseman, here's a couple first, please.
bro. But Suns fans have been in. They've been 6 feet under for a lot of years.
I would agree.
So
Yeah.
this is. I think this is our year.
But
We
see,
got the
I
playoff
I thought
experience.
last year was your year.
Shut up. Okay,
Okay, but it is,
we have
again,
the experience
again,
now.
It's still really early in the season.
I don't give a shit.
Chris Paul can crack over dead.
He probably could.
Because he's old.
Yeah, exactly. He's old, but he's
No,
still
that was your advantage last year, is that y'all were the healthiest team.
Mm-hmm.
And now y'all going to be the healthiest team 2 years in a row? That's really hard to do.
I don't know.
And when Chris Paul was on Houston, he was every year they made the playoffs out.
No.
And that's what lost us every
I
year.
don't know. Well, shoot.
You know who's the biggest fraud in the NBA? Anthony Davis.
Oh my
I was gonna
god.
say
I can't
ticket
stand
sales.
that guy. Cannot stand Anthony Davis.
I like Anthony Davis. I love the talent. But, bro, just, what are you doing?
Just play.
Play hard.
Yeah.
Make the playoffs at least. Jeez, that's all you gotta do.
This should be his team. People were saying when LeBron was going to regress, this guy was going to win the MVP for the Lakers. And,
Also,
he was going to be the guy to take over. And he hasn't been.
He hasn't.
He's been a little bit better these past couple of weeks, but, 20 points and 6 rebounds.
Also,
for 7 for 17 shooting against the Knicks.
do you think LeBron did that on purpose?
Did what?
That elbow move to the Pistons player?
I think.
Oh, that was very on purpose.
That was
Probably.
I think he
Yeah.
did that on purpose, and
He
that
does a lot of stuff on purpose. I don't agree with.
yeah.
The ball grabbing.
Oh,
Well,
See that?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
well, personally, I agree with the ball grabbing.
Did you see Steph Curry get mad at the ref for not calling a foul, and then a couple plays later he comes down and step backs 3 defensive players and switches to 3, goes right up to the ref and goes.
Because
That's just
it's because Curry afterwards is because they got a technical foul on Curry for bitching to the ref.
yeah.
Do you know what I love about LeBron? Is how you can just put anything in his name. They do LeFraud James.
Yeah.
There's the fuck you 3. There's less suspended James.
It goes every nickname. But yeah.
Anyway,
Nathan?
we're kind of just rambling on a little bit now. So
Nathan,
That
please,
it?
yeah,
I
wrap
believe
it up,
so.
please.
Well, I don't know what to say for this one, but thanks for watching. We talked about some things, or they talked about some things. I've commentated a couple
watching.
times.
listen, if you would have made picks at the beginning of the year, you'd be part of this.
Well, I don't know them well enough. Who cares? Anyway,
Watch TikToks.
what's y'all's picks for y'all's positions and awards? What colleges are going to go where and do what? And how's Alabama going to do? Are they going to do what this dude's doing? Leaving?
Potentially.
Is the
I
NBA
hope so.
worthwhile? I don't know what I'm talking about no more.
I don't want to talk
Thanks for
about the
listening.
NBA.
See y'all next week.
Bye.